Have you ever wondered how the Marauder would behave if their shield was removed from the game completely? Well, the best guess would be to play battle mode and verse someone who sucks at playing Marauder, but me being me, I wanted to run with this idea and flesh it out a bit more. The name is FooSarr, and welcome to FooCept, a series where I make your dreams become reality. Not really, but finally your days of dying to Marauders are over. Or are they? Let's take a deeper look into my new concept, the Death Knight. Shifting focus to Quake Champions for just a brief moment will help us understand this idea. In that game, there is a champion called Death Knight, and it will serve as the basis for this idea. While I am creating a new idea for Doom Eternal, I want to stress that this is not 100% original like videos in the past. But in light of this, I have made changes to better suit Doom Eternal's gameplay loop, and for it to be more in line with my other FooCepts, which you can check out here. So if you've played Quake Champions before, then you'd have a solid understanding of how the Death Knight operates, but if you haven't, then all you need to know is that the Death Knight is a fast-moving character whose special ability is a Flame Strike, which sends out 3 pillars of fire to scorch the earth for a short time. Getting hit by this attack directly deals greater damage, so there's a little bit of skill to it as well. And because I know somebody will mention it, no. This is not the original Death Knight from Quake 1, but the remade one for Quake Champions. Not sure on the lore, but it's probably the same, and whatever, you get the idea, it's the Death Knight. Much like the Marauder, the Death Knight will be a fast-moving demon that will charge at you and deal moderate to severe damage. Unlike the Marauder, however, the Death Knight is without a shield, which causes it to approach you and then seek cover before going in for another hit. A technique called kiting. It's a very back and forth movement that you can see in many video games used to deal damage and get away before your opponent can hurt you. Just as in Quake Champions, the Death Knight will be able to send out its Flame Strike, causing it to lunge forward and unleash 3 pronged flame attacks that will leave the ground beneath it scarred with flames for a short time. Walking into these flames will deal minor damage, but in combination with everything else in the arena, enhances the overall difficulty. Additionally, it will also be able to create a flame aura, where the Death Knight is able to plunge their sword into the ground, leaving a flame barrier around them that slowly grows before exploding into an AoE. This attack will also leave flame on the ground, acting as an arena hazard, but also opens up the demon for some easy damage while it remains stationary doing this attack. The Death Knight will also be able to hurl flame spirits towards the player, dealing large amounts of damage. These flame spirits act as fast-moving projectiles with a wolf's head fashioned into the flame, similar to the Marauder's flame wolves. Even though the Death Knight is only a heavy tier demon, being entirely fire-based comes with an obvious downside. If the Death Knight is caught in the range of ice grenades, you'll be able to deal 2 times the damage while it's frozen, effectively defeating this foe in mere seconds. The Death Knights would usually come in pairs and would serve as a good stepping stone before facing a Marauder for the first time, as a more forgiving demon that can still pack a punch. Lacking any form of gun, however, their attacks are split between physical melee strikes and 3 fire-based attacks as range options. They also feature a kiting AI, making them more difficult to track as they frequently move backwards and forwards, generally being a more fleeting demon than anything else. In groups, this could easily become a challenge. Something good for a master level. id Software, you should add more master levels. I digress. While the Death Knight will always belong to Quake Champions, I believe if implemented correctly, keyword correctly, we could see this truly menacing foe fit quite nicely into Doom Eternal or any other future Doom games to come. Hell, even a Quake reboot like everyone's been spamming uploads for. As previously mentioned, it's my intention to make the Death Knight a stepping stone to help players get a more varied playstyle before fighting their first few Marauders. However, the Death Knight itself can easily be its own challenge in groups of 3 to 4. Let me know what you think to this Death Knight concept in the comments below, and if you have any questions, I'll always make sure to reply eventually. Thanks for watching. The name is FooSarr, and I look forward to sharing more FooCepts very soon. Things may still take a while to produce just because of the nature of what I do, but don't fret, they'll be there in time. Anyway, stay creative.